What's going on, everyone? So, going under the assumption that our team is the team that we have right now going into the season, now a trade could still happen, right? Still got about a month between now and training camp. I do expect as we get closer to training camp in the next 2 weeks or so, I do think trade conversations will pick back up. I do think you will start hearing trade rumors once again. What does that mean something gets done? No, right? Deals still have to be figured out. Prices still have to drop. But I do think you're going to get some of these teams, like the Portland Trail Blazers that are going to be like, we really don't want Jeremy Grant going into training camp, going into the season, taking away from our young guys. So let's just, instead of 2 firsts, let's just take a first from the Lakers, call it a day. Is that something that could happen? Absolutely. But still very likely and more likely that the roster we have is the roster we have going into the season. And I've said I'm fine with that. Do I think we need a trade? Yes. Would I like a trade? Yes. But I don't think there's any trade out there that by itself makes us that contender. I think you need, a Jeremy Grant and if you could do something like that, then sure. Now, could you get the first trade done to kind of just ease back and now take some of the pressure off? Sure. But I do think you need multiple trades if you're going to pull it off, unless some bigger, impactful guy ends up becoming available and he goes, I only want to go to Lakers, and the Lakers are able to pull that off. So with the team we have, right, there's obviously a lot of talk about Rui and, D'Lo, can D'Lo kind of replicate what he did last year? And Rui Hachimura, is he going to start? Is he going to come off the bench? Is he going to be your 3? Are you going to have him back up 4? I'm team Jared Vanderbilt. I just think with D'Lo and Reaves in the backcourt, and that they're going to start in the backcourt along with LeBron and AD. I think those 4 guys are about as locked as it gets in the starting unit. I like the idea of Reaves coming off the bench and being that 6th man. I think I know. The numbers show he gives you the same production just on better efficiency off the bench than he does starting. I think a lot of that is just the conflict with D'Lo and then LeBron and AD, where off the bench he can kind of just play his game. He kind of just do his thing, because usually D'Lo and LeBron are on the bench or only one of them is on the court. So now D'Lo kind of gets to step in and play that part, or Reaves gets to kind of step in and play that part. But all the players that we have obviously are going to be very impactful. Health is going to be a big thing. Coaching is going to be a big thing. Obviously, we need the best version of LeBron and AD as possible. Obviously, we don't want to be a play-in team again. Obviously, we don't want to end up, being an incredibly low seed. Now we got to battle and climb through. I do think we are, and I've said this numerous times, I think we're in that 5 to 6 range right now. Could we stumble into the 4? Sure. But I think we're in that 5 to 6 range, right? I think OKC, Minnesota, Dallas, right, and Denver, even though Denver got worse, they're still going to be very good. I think those 4 teams are probably your top 4. And then I think the Lakers kind of fit in that 5 to 6 range. I think coaching will go a long way, health, better players. But I think more than anybody, the regular season in particular really hinges on Austin Reaves, right? Last season, you look at Austin Reaves. Austin Reaves, a lot of people act like Austin Reaves was a total bum last year. He wasn't. He averaged nearly 16, 5, and 5. I think it was 16 or 15.9 points. He averaged 5.5 assists and 4.4 rebounds off the top of my head. I'm pretty sure that those are actually the exact numbers though. But even with that, people are like, oh, he's trash. It's not that he was trash. It's that he was very inconsistent, right? He would have a 5-game stretch where he was back to Reaves. Boom, he's giving you a 20, right? He's hitting his threes, knocking out all season long, right? If you're a part of this channel and you followed along and all the conversations we had and live streams and all that stuff, what did I keep saying? Man, if he could just find his shot, right? Go look at some of the videos I made going into the season last year. I thought Austin Reaves would be a 25 and 5 guy. I thought he'd give you 20 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists a game. That's what he would average for the season. He averaged basically the 5 and 5, again, 4.4 rebounds and then 5.5 assists, but he only averaged 16 points. However, I also thought he was going to shoot 40% from 3 or close to it, 39 or whatever. If he did, he would have been 25 and 5 last season. he would have averaged 20 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, or 25 and 4, right? Or 24 and 5, right? So again, like, I wasn't far off. It's just his shooting. He just was terrible shooting. All season long, I talked about his shooting. I'm hopeful with JJ Redick, kind of put him in position to be better and have better spots shooting the basketball, and he doesn't have to create as much for himself, right? To where, it's this motion offense, free-flowing offense, the ball's moving, right? Reaves is going to, eventually get open, defense collapse, boom, Reaves catches the ball, rises up, knocks it down, right? It's kind of my hope that he'll get better quality looks at times. He got plenty last season. I'm not trying to say Austin Reaves didn't get good. I mean, he had a lot of just wide open looks that he missed. But I do think he'll be a little more comfortable out there under JJ Redick than he was with Darvin Ham. Also, I think Darvin Ham just randomly pulling guys in and out of the rotation and sitting Reaves and doing this, doing that, which Austin Reaves, you got to remember, Austin Reaves, when he went to the bench, he immediately jumped to being the favorite for Sixth Man of the Year because of his play and production off the bench, which is another reason why I kind of want him off the bench. But nonetheless, right, I like the idea of Austin Reaves. We need Austin Reaves to get back to being consistent, right? You saw in the playoffs, he was good defensively. He was doing a great job on Jamal Murray, right? A lot of people don't really pay attention because Jamal Murray hit the big shots and ended up hitting 2 game winners. But go watch those plays. Go watch those sequences, right? The one where Reaves was the primary defender, he's trailing, right? And then Murray gets by. Austin Reaves was double screened there, fought through the screens. As the trailer, Anthony Davis was coming up to contest the shot, and Jamal Murray just stopped and raised up. The offense basically did everything they could to get Austin Reaves behind trailing Jamal Murray because Austin Reaves was doing such a good job on Jamal Murray that game. But a lot of people just look at Austin Reaves gave up the game winner, right? That was his man, but failed to look at the entire play in sequence, right? Even the one where he hit the shot over Anthony Davis on the what was it? I think it was the strong side corner, right? The little elbow, right? He goes and he rises up over him. Again, Austin Reaves gets screened. He has to switch. They trail. He steps up. Anthony Davis comes up to go contest the shot. And he just rises up and shoots over the top. Right? So again, you got to credit Jamal Murray and the Denver Nuggets, but Austin Reaves did a very good job. If we can get that version of Austin Reaves defensively, the Lakers, again, that's why I like Jared Vanderbilt in the starting unit over Rui Hachimura, because now Austin Reaves is going to be probably defending the second best player. Jared Vanderbilt's going to be defending whoever the best player is. But Reaves, if he can just hold his own and be serviceable, right? I'm not saying he has to be elite. I'm not saying he has to be, locked down. It has to be absolute clamps, right? Doesn't need to be Tony Allen, but I would like to see him just at least be serviceable enough to contest, stay in front of guys. I mean, all season long, he just got, it was open season, right? Like, you just, switch me on Austin Reaves. And everybody was doing that. It was just it's like Austin Reaves wasn't even on the court defensively. And that's where the problem lies. He needs to find his shot desperately. Because if he finds his shot, everything else opens up. And it's what I talked about all season last year. If you watched the games, Austin Reaves really struggled to go and get to his spots and make plays. He had to work so much harder on his shots than he did the previous year. Why? Because the previous year he shot 40% from 3. So teams couldn't just kind of sag back. Where last season, players were kind of living with, hey, if Austin Reaves knocks it down, he knocks it down, right? But they were sagging back a little bit, because they know Austin Reaves wants to put the ball on the deck. He wants to kind of be a little crafty, do his little behind the back thing, try to get to his thing, and then kind of do the little fall away floater, right? Like, that's his game. That's where he likes to do. He likes to get in that, free throw line extended area and basically rise up and try to knock it down. Okay, well, I'll just sag back. He's shooting, there was a quarter of the season, he was shooting 28% from 3 or something like that. So teams just go, okay, we'll just live with the results. The results say he can't shoot this year. So why would we be all in his face, and face guarding and doing all the stuff necessary to try to stop him from shooting the basketball? And now he's beating me off the dribble, and now now he's just getting whatever he wants like he did the previous season. right? When that shot starts falling, all of a sudden, teams have to contest. Teams have to be out. Teams have to be tight because they don't want Austin Reaves knocking down 3-4 threes this game, right? They need him to kind of get inside, and then you trust the team defense and the help to kind of close it out. But then Austin Reaves can make the pass and make the play. It made Austin Reaves so much more lethal the previous season because of those things. But last season, he could not shoot the ball to save his life. Right? He was terrible. I know he finished 37% so bad, but again, it's because of these little pockets. Right? He had these pockets where he would be like 4 or 5 from 3. He'd have like a 4 or 5 game shot. How many times do we have the conversation where it was like, oh, is this finally Austin Reaves' re-emergence? Is he finally going to turn it around? And he'd have like 3 games and then boom, that would be it. Right? But he shot so well in those games, right? He was like 4 or 5 or whatever, right? So it just raised and skyrocketed his total, right? But the bad games were bad, right? And then he had these kind of like middle games where it was like, okay, he's giving you like 12, but he's like 1 of 4 from 3, but he's shooting, 60% from 2-point range or whatever, right? So that's where money was coming from. But it also affected him getting to the foul line. It affected everything. So he was terrible defensively. He couldn't shoot the basketball. It limited him to the point where he was at times nearly unplayable, right? So to me, I get, okay, he did the Olympics thing, right? Did FIBA, tired legs. That was the conversation last year. Okay, fine. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. We need you this year. We need Austin Reaves to be a 20-point a game scorer. We need Austin Reaves to be, or even if he is 6, let's say he gives us the same stat line as last season. Let's say it's 16, 5, and 4, right? That's fine, but we need it on better efficiency. We need that on real, the previous year efficient. We need him 40% from 3, right? I just think if he can get back to 40% from 3, I think he'll be a 40 or a 20-point a game scorer. I do. But, he needs to be in that range, but with better efficiency. Because if he's more efficient, then that's going to open things up more for everyone else also, right? It's going to allow LeBron and Anthony Davis to have an easier time because now you got to actually glue a guy to Austin Reaves rather than just like, don't worry about Reaves, worry about LeBron and AD, right? It changes the entire dynamic of this team if Austin Reaves is good, right? D'Lo, I'm not worried about D'Lo in the regular season, right? D'Lo in the regular season is like prime Steph Curry, right? Not really, but you get the point, right? Like, D'Lo in the regular season is great. He's everything we need in the regular season. I'm not worried about D'Lo in the regular season. I'm worried about Austin Reaves in the regular season because of what we saw last regular season. He was better in the playoffs, but in the regular season, he was not that. And he still wasn't great in the playoffs. I know people look at his stats and go like, oh, he wasn't bad. Like, look at what he had. But watch the games. He at times was incredibly timid, almost like he didn't want to shoot the basketball. He wasn't being aggressive. He didn't really emerge until game 4, and at that point, it was too late. At that point, it was already over. Again, points is not the same thing. It's the efficiency, and it's the aggressiveness we saw the 2 seasons ago, right? That deep playoff run that led us to the conference finals, Austin Reaves was aggressive. He was getting and hunting players down. He was getting his shot. He was getting whatever he wanted whenever he wanted it, rather than just like kind of just being there, right? He was taking over at times and during stretches. He was a completely different player, right? Last season was not his best season. I don't think he was as bad as he was last season, but I also don't know if he's as good as he was that first season. I think he's probably in that middle. But even that middle is better than, especially as your 4th option, is better than almost, how many fourth options go give you a 25 and 5, right? Like, not very many, if any, right? Like, and Austin Reaves will be the 4th option again because D'Lo, LeBron, and AD will be the 1, 2, 3. And if Austin Reaves can give you 25 and 5, let's go. It's money. So I think this season really hinges on Austin Reaves. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. Pass question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Do you agree? Do you think Austin Reaves, he's the glue, right? He's the guy that we need to do it. Do you look at him and go, no, we really need Austin Reaves off the bench, right? I still would prefer Austin Reaves off the bench, if I'm being honest. I think he could still be a 20, because for him, it's not the whether he starts or comes off the bench, it's how many minutes he gets. As long as he's getting the opportunity in minutes, I think he'll be a 20-point a game guy. But also off the bench, he might get to just play his part, play his role more, which then I wouldn't be shocked if he's like 22 a game off the bench, if he can get back to that level of efficiency, right? Because he could just be the primary scoring option off the bench, and I think he'll go get you. I think one, he'll win 6th man of the year, and 2, I think he'll get you 20 plus a night. But that's me personally. Love to hear your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. So we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.